Alright, are your headlights not working on your RZR? Is your all-wheel drive not working on your RZR? So you got flickering going on some of your switches? Well, these things are known for all of that, and I'm here to help you through it. Man, the all-wheel drive fucking doesn't work. What a joke. So I have scoured the internet on forums, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything. And I have not found a solution or a good video explaining exactly how to fix these electrical issues. So I'm gonna walk you guys through it to hopefully help you out. For the average person who knows nothing about these things. So, like I said, I'm having an electrical issue. My headlight's not coming on, my all-wheel drive is messing up, and I got some flickering in my switches. I'm gonna show you guys that now. I got my bike apart for you guys right now. As you guys can see, I got my whole circuit for my all-wheel drive, my lights, and my ignition down here. So I'm going to turn the bike on and show you exactly what's going on here. Same idea. Weird, so we're getting a no start right now, which is also new to me, which is something we're going to have to try to figure out. There's no way you have to put your foot on the brake, right? There's no sensor for that, is there? Wow, okay. So there is a sensor, I guess, for the brake pedal. I had no idea that was a thing. That's weird. So anyways, I'll show you what's going on. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got a check engine light. The greatest thing about these bikes, it's good they put it in, is you can actually check what the code is. So as you guys can see, I have a 5202075, which I'll put up in the screen right now of exactly what it is. But that's what I'm working with. So basically it's intermittence of my all-wheel drive saying that there's a bad ground or that this circuit's open. So now if you guys get a code something like this or that exact same code, there's three things that you should be looking for. Now you should be doing the easiest one first, which is what I didn't do and which is why I'm making this video. But I'm going to do it in the way that I did it, which is not the right way to do it. You should look at the last step to fix it. So now, most of the time, everything that you look for on the internet usually tells you to check your main chassis ground, which is this right here. It's located right next to your clutch plate and your starter solenoid switch or something like that, I think is down there as well. Obviously, it's in a terrible spot where all the mud comes up, and that's another issue on itself, but it looked fairly decent. So you can check it with a multimeter for continuity if you really want to. If you don't know how to do that, just Google it. But again, I looked at that, I cleaned it all up, everything still had the same issue. The next thing that I looked up was the voltage regulator. So they say that the voltage regulator also goes bad in these rigs a lot, which makes sense. This tire kicks up a bunch of dirt, gets it all muddy and dirty, can't dissipate heat. Obviously it's finned to try to dissipate the heat as much as possible, and then it overheats and then you're screwed. Now, a way to check your voltage regulator to make sure that it's operating properly. So what I ended up doing is basically taking the skid guard off of my bike, tracing every single wire and seeing if there was any fraying, if there was any wires that were burnt up or anything like that. I did not find anything. I'm not going to bring you through that because it is annoying. Basically all you do is you trace every single wire that you think it could be for the ground purposes, and if it's a bad ground, you fix the ground. You have to go around, there's a bunch of ground positionings, and if you added any electrical stuff, there could be a number of different grounds that could possibly be bad. And it could also still be causing your issue. But again, I wouldn't immediately go there. There's some simple steps that I would go to before that. Again, Polaris makes them right. It makes it really easy to work on these bikes. And you can just take the actual seat off. Yeah, so what you can do is if you have a multimeter, this is just a cheap one, you can set it to DC volts, right? So you can do that and you get it to the closest one. This is a 12-volt battery, so you want to get it to 20, which is now all you got to do is you take your positive and your negative and you should get the battery output. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but my battery is reading 12.4 volts, right? So that means the battery's charged, it's good, it's in good shape, which is perfect. Now, what you want to do is when you start the bike, is that number should jump, right? So if that number jumps to 14 or 13.8 or 14, that means that your voltage regulator is also working. It also means that your stator is working. Now you can also, if you don't have a multimeter, the great thing about the Polaris is they also give you the access to see the battery charge. If you just click that button, you know, you just click that button somewhere, it'll actually tell you exactly what to do. So, or it'll tell you exactly what your battery is. That's one thing. So if that's fine, then you got to start digging in deeper. Or if it's your all-wheel drive circuit, there's also an all-wheel drive circuit wire going right straight to your front differential here as well. Again, what they tell you to do is just to clean out every connector to make sure there's good connection Again, I did all that. It was annoying. I'm still having the exact same issue. So let's go to the easiest stuff first. All right, so this should be your first step right here. So this is your fuse box. It's located underneath your seat, and you'll have a little cover over top of it like this. It's nice that the cover's here, right? Because it tells you everything that you need to know. So it tells you all your fuses and all your relays. So what you want to do first is, if you're looking at this, and again, if it's your lights, you want to check the light fuse, right? If it's your drive fuse, which again, my all-wheel drive was an issue, so I checked my lights and I checked my drive fuse. Both fuses were fine. I checked them all. Every single fuse was fine. So then what you want to do is you want to start checking your relay. Now the great thing, again, without having to change them out, is you can actually swap them. If your bike is running like mine, that means that your EFI and your fuel pump relay must be working. Culprit, which is what I think my issue is the chassis relay, which gives power, constant 12 volts to all those systems, which again, if you don't have that constant 12 volt, what's going to happen is everything that's on the screen right now. But it's exactly what I'm seeing. I'm seeing flickering, I'm seeing no lights, I'm seeing intermittent all-wheel drive, all that stuff is what I'm seeing. So let's check the chassis relay, and this is an easy way to do it. All you need to do is you need to take your chassis relay, right, which is this one, and you want to take one that you know is good, which is my EFI system, because my bike runs, and all you want to do is you want to swap them. So I put my EFI one in there, and then I check my, I put my chassis relay into the other side. So to tell if your relay is good, my bike should start normally, and everything should be working fine. If it's not good, my bike should basically not start, and you probably won't even hear the fuel pump prime, which is a common indicator as well. As you guys can see there, my fuel pump is not starting at all, right? I have no fuel pump, and my bike is not starting now after switching those relays. You can also hear a click, right? If you're listening for that click, it's the exact same thing. That's another indicator that that relay is actually stuck open and isn't closing properly. It's the exact same idea. So we're gonna shut that off. We're gonna change that relay out, and we're gonna see if that fixes the issue that I'm having. So again, if you're cheap, maybe these right here are just corroded. Mine doesn't look great on one side. So maybe these prongs themselves are just not getting good continuity with the actual relay box. And maybe that's possibly your issue too. So you could try cleaning this up and cleaning the actual fuse box or the relay box and see if that works first before replacing them. But these are really cheap. I got like 4 for like 10 bucks on Amazon. So I got this this electrical cleaner. I'm just gonna clean where that relay was. I'm just gonna spray a little bit in there. So this stuff should evaporate pretty quick. So now what I'm gonna do, put in my new relay. I don't think there's really a way to mess that up, but I'm gonna do it so that I can read the actual numbers. Just like that, should put it in. So now my bike should start. Now I looked online and they said to get rid of that code, it might just work itself out while driving. So if you just wanna start the bike and go for a drive and all that stuff, you can. You also, I think, can cycle the key 3 times is what I said. So I'm gonna cycle that, wait 10 seconds. And as you guys can see right now, my check engine light isn't actually on my dash anymore, which is a good sign. So I could probably start right now and everything would be fine. I'm gonna do 1 cycle. So that was 1 cycle. I'm gonna wait 10 seconds. I'm gonna cycle again. So I can already hear that relay opening and closing way faster than what it did before, which is good. But what you can do, I guess, is what I should be doing. So I should be checking my switch. There we go. And now, if you guys can see, which is another great sign, is I have my headlights back. There we go, guys. As you guys can see, I have my headlights back, which is exactly what I want. So now, basically what it's saying, so I'm pretty sure I fixed that issue with that relay. Again, so my all-wheel drive should work. My headlights are working. That's exactly what I want to see. So I hope that helped you guys figure out the issue with these RZRs. I know it can be overwhelming and everything, and just being a homeowner and all that stuff. You guys are about to see a lot of videos from me. No job is too small or big. If you have the time, take the time and do it. I promise you, okay? You can save so much money by just trying out these little things. So as always, guys, I hope this helped you out. If it did, drop a like, drop a comment, all that stuff. I appreciate it so much. As always, play it off with some music.
Everybody rocking me because I'm up now. Took your girl and I'm scoring like I made the touchdown. Swerving in a Lambo, doors go up, not on the bus now.